Welcome back to the house. Finally got spotlights. That's not what this video is about. Today, or tonight, it's dark. I'm going to basically do on this wall what I've done here, but slightly different. So this wall here, all I've done is insulated and plasterboarded it. Because we're having TV there, cabinet there. Not sure what we're doing there yet. Obviously fireplace, keeping that covered up for now until the nice reveal. But here, I'm going to do what we call a patras, which is basically timber, usually plywood, in between the, well, you can do it either which way. You can go over the top like you would with plasterboard, so you go all the way with ply, but you use quite a lot, or you can go in between. Now, because this is 2x2, I think going in between is better. It'll keep it, strengthen it up. Well, strengthen it up anyway, but usually when I've seen them do patrases before, they do it on like tin stud wall. And they, like a tin is like a U-shaped profile, and they sort of slot it in and then screw it so the plywood doesn't sit in front of the tin. I hope that makes sense. So I could go over the top, but I don't know if you've probably not noticed it, but I would know. Obviously, we've got 12mm ply. That's what I'm going to use, and then 12.5mm plasterboard, so that's like 20mm, whereas over here, can't really see because I've taped it up, it'd only be 12.5mm because of the plasterboard. Now, if you were to walk into the room, say from here, you probably wouldn't notice it. You might do if you were to stand either side, and I'd definitely know it was there, and it'd bug me. So what I'm going to do, it's a little bit more work, but I think it'll be sort of worth the effort, is I'm going to cut little strips of ply, I think 18mm ply, pin them in there, 12mm back, and then fix ply in between. And then I can screw my plasterboard straight to that, and it will look exactly the same as the other side. You wouldn't even know that there's plywood behind it. And the reason we do a patras is for if you want to hang anything sort of heavy, so like a little picture would be fine. You could probably just put like a picture hook in the plasterboard. But say if we wanted to hang, I don't know, like a mirror, or I don't know, like a small shelf or something, you need something solid for the screw to grab into. A screw wouldn't grab into plasterboard, it would just crumble, and well, your mirror would be on the floor. So that's the reason we're doing that. So just plywood all the way across here. There's no point doing anything on the bottom. Nothing's ever going to get hung down there. It should be on the top. So probably do from here to the wall. So yeah, first job is to cut some strips of plywood and nail them in between. I'll show you how that's done. Right, so I've got all my 18mm strips cut. You can see I've already pinned the first couple on. So what I've done is I've got a scrap piece of 12mm, put it in like that, mark the back, a pencil mark, you can just see a pencil mark I think, and then just pin the 18mm, and then what will happen is, imagine this is a big piece, and then that sits more or less flush. It doesn't matter if it's a couple mil back, It just doesn't want to be sat forward. That's a no-no. A couple mil back's not going to hurt anything. Same here. It's alright. All it is to provide a good fixing for a screw for if we hang something up. So I've marked them all up. Now it's time to cut them into the right length. How it works is so the offcut to this does this shorter piece, and now there's a little bit at the top that's missing, but it's not going to matter. I mean, if I get a pin right in the top there when I put this piece of board up, that isn't gonna go anywhere, and the chances of us hanging anything sort of 2 inch below the coving, because the coving's going to finish roughly where my finger is, it's highly unlikely, so it's fine. I'm using bits of timber that I've had spare from other jobs. It's sort of kind of a bit of a money saving sort of thing. Like this ply, it's all spare from previous jobs. In fact, I think this was spare from when I racked my back of the van out. So it's yeah, you know, try to keep costs down. So get on with it. And there we go. Got it insulated as well. Obviously, this damp is just to hold the insulation in until I board it. Here it's I managed to tuck it in. I don't know if you saw me, but I was like tucking it in behind the I don't know what you'd call this, but it's the timber for the mattress. As you can tell, like a sound difference. Obviously, the sound's not bouncing off that wall. I didn't really need to insulate it. The walls in this house are insulated. It's had that pumped in insulation stuff. It's not the best, but because I've built a stud wall and there's a void between obviously each stud and the wall behind, it just makes sense to fill it with insulation. Not going to hurt. It's only going to improve sound, improve thermal. I mean, the garage is obviously directly the other side of that wall, bar probably to about, I don't know, here or so. and that's an exterior wall. But the garage it's a single skin wall, it's not insulated or anything, so it might as well be outside. So yeah, it can only add a benefit. One thing I did forget to mention is I've actually fixed each stud back to the wall. I did the same on that one. Obviously you can't see because it's bordered. But if I just pull... No, it's not that one you can see. Oh, that one. There is one you can see where I've like packed it. And you can just see a packer in there. So basically, because with it only being 2x2, it was quite wobbly before, but I've fixed it. Shoved packers, so run a level across it so it's all nice and flat. And then just shove packers behind so the screw didn't pull it tight to the wall, but the screw also stops it from pulling away from the wall. So the screw stops it from pulling away, the packers stop it from pushing in, that's it. So there we go. The next job is to cut the ply for in between there. And this is what we're using. 12mm. And then it'll be a plasterboard. So we're just ply each one of these sections here, just the top bit, we're plying, and then plasterboard it all. Not doing anything on the bottom with ply, like I said before. It's not nothing's ever going to get hung there. So yeah, I'll get on with that now. And there we go. Ready for plaster. The reason I've used half boards is because that's how they came. Had them quite a while. My dad fetched them from a job who was going spare. They were only going to end up in a skip, so we fetched them, but he only had a little van at the time. So he had to cut them in half to get them back. So yeah, that's why the half boards, but it doesn't make a difference. It's literally just piecing them together, and obviously they've ripped in places, but honestly it don't matter. Just obviously pull the flaky bits off before we skim it. And yeah, it'll be all good. It'll look different again when it's all plastered.